Well, welcome. Inaugural day of Aussie Mancation. We're starting off on day one with 6 people, and we have a 3-hour ride to Bathurst and an additional 3 hours to Dubbo, and I'm looking forward to the Isley Road and White Rock Road, which the average speed is 190 km.
For you.
Yes.
For you.
Welcome everybody, and we'll be doing a little bit of a recap when we get to Dubbo and a few beers in our hands, hopefully in a pool. And looking forward to the day.
Awesome. Can't wait. Kill it.
And as you can see here, we're just out of Sydney, going along the Putty Road. Great little bit of road, to be honest, nice and clean. And you can probably see by the left and right that the trees all have regrowth from a massive fire that went through this area earlier this year. So it's nice to see it all being regrown and green again. It's lovely. You can see me just passing the slow 4-wheel drive there. And as I mentioned, it's a great road. Unfortunately, it is policed quite heavily. There's a few idiots, unfortunately, that ride outside of their capability. And so there tends to be a lot of accidents, especially on the weekends. A lot of crazy people go much faster than either themselves or their bike or the road will permit. So you can probably tell we're just trying to get along, get through this little bit of the road. Start of day one, and to be honest with you, well, this is a beautiful taste of the roads that are coming up. The more important road coming up shortly in the next 3 or 4 hours is outside of Bathurst, coming into Orange, and it's called Isley Road and White Rock Road, which is just, in my opinion, a phenomenal bit of road. And we'll describe that shortly and give you an idea what that is. The roads at this point were pretty easy. I wasn't going overly fast, to be honest. Just trying to get in sync with the bike. 4 days of riding yet to come, so just a matter of syncing and getting aligned and following nice clean lines, not pushing too hard, and enjoying the ride, to be honest. But it's so much fun being on the motorbike. It gives you a really good chance to decompress and enjoy just being in the element. The surfers have a great description of this when they're surfing. They call it the green room or the blue room, and that's how I feel. Now, as it changes now, you can see that we're just the start of Isley Road, and the road, obviously, you can see here, this is definitely a B road, no middle line, so you've got to judge the corner appropriately given what you can see, and a fair bit of debris and other issues on the road as well. So you've got to be very, very conscious and aware that a blind corner coming up of a rise, for example, like this one coming up, you may have to adjust your trajectory, the nature of where the bike is going, front brake, back brake, the whole works, right? And you see here I'm putting on a bit more pace. I love this road, even though it is problematic, as I mentioned to you earlier. It's still a phenomenal bit of road, and you take the road that makes the most sense to you, and that can be, for example, crossing over the middle line just to get a better view of the next part of the corner. It could be adjusting for a pothole, which unfortunately this road has quite a few of, but also being conscious that this is a dual carriage, right? So a vehicle may very well be coming up over the crest, and if you're on the wrong side of the road, you don't have a lot of time to react. And again, I think the big part of moving quickly on roads, so not on a racetrack, but on civilian roads, is the fact that you really can't push yourself much past 80% of your ability, in my opinion. Even at 80%, you've got to start thinking about what you're doing and how you're doing it, because you want to have at least that 20% up your sleeve of riding ability to get yourself out of situations. And this road in particular, I believe, pushes your ability to react and understand and view, because you're going fairly quickly. So you see a pothole on the right there, you don't want to put your front wheel on that. That's going to hurt and can potentially even damage the bike. And that's a big part of, in my opinion, of riding well on open roads. Being very conscious and aware, but also pushing and seeing how quickly you can get to that point and not going beyond it, hopefully. And you'll see some footage very shortly, and I think it's rather amusing, to be honest. It's at about 10 minutes in, I think, or maybe it's 6 minutes. Maybe we look and see. As you can see, this is one of the other riders, and unfortunately he hits a very large pothole, and he's not overly happy. Again, rider position, angle on the road, when you go wide and right to the middle, you're always going to put yourself in a position where that's typically where you see. Left in the middle is where you see most of the potholes. So lots on the left-hand side of where you're riding, because obviously that's where the tar seal breaks away and falls away, so you don't want to be too far left. You equally don't want to be too far to the middle or right of middle, because again, for whatever reason, that's where they tend to exist, right? Because vehicles on both sides tend to hit it. And you can tell by the multiple expletives that he's pretty unhappy with that scenario. And again, this is a B road, so you're going to expect to see a lot of potholes and other unpleasant behaviour on the road. It won't be cambered well necessarily. You'll have other components of the road that cause trouble for you. But this is part of road riding. I mean, it's a combination of adrenaline and excitement and fun, and sometimes, as Chris has found out, a little bit of unhappiness. So you can see here that we're getting pretty bored. There's some very straight roads, unfortunately, between all the twisties and the wonderful sort of putty and icy road runs. So you see here, some of the boys got a bit bored, and they decided to do the old flybys. Very reminiscent of Top Gun, where you request the flyby of the tower. So the boys were going pretty quick here. And this is good. I mean, very straight roads, very, very boring. Just the last sort of run, really, last little bit into Dubbo. Not much you can do about that, to be honest. It's one of those things. Australia is a very big place, and you need to, be prepared to put in a few Ks to get to the next bit of twisties or exciting bit of road. And unfortunately, between this was unfortunately also a sort of a early access to how boring day 2 is going to be, which unfortunately again is a lot of straight roads from Dubbo to Moree. So the boys enjoyed themselves for the most part, barring a few potholes and a few expletives. And this is part of riding, in my opinion, in Australia. I've been here 10 years now, and there's some really beautiful countryside, and you can just sit there on cruise control and chill out and enjoy the environment and get to where you're going. And sometimes, as day 2 will show you, it's more about getting there. It's the process by which it takes a long time. Tomorrow it's a very, very long day, and it's mostly all boring. And you do that to get to the next part of Australia that has phenomenal roads, which we definitely proved in day 3. So this is just the last bit. Dubbo actually I really enjoyed. Great little town. We stayed that night at the Rhino Lodge, and sort of a mix of glamping and roughing it, although to be honest it was mostly glamping. Great location, great for families. Each of the tents have a very large king and then a bunch of bunk beds for everyone else. And as I mentioned, it's basically a full-time tent with a shower and a bathroom, etc. But the location's beautiful, very, very quiet, right next to the Dubbo Zoo. And it has a pool and a restaurant and a bar, and so, from a single point to get to, and everything is right at your fingertips. It's very hard to go past. And that was the idea behind Mancation, to be honest with you. Get to the location, you're typically tired, hot, and all you want to do is jump in the pool, chill out, have a few beers, talk some shit, and then have dinner. And then typically, well, hopefully, you go to bed at a reasonable hour. So, we kind of succeeded on that last bit. I think we probably stayed up a bit later than we were supposed to. So, great little run. Again, this is B roads, right? So expect to see a lot of debris on the road and a lot of potholes and other associated stuff, unfortunately. But again, one of the things I love about riding like this is it gives you everything. You get the straights, you get the twisties, you get the A roads, the B roads, sometimes even the C roads, and everything in between. So a big part of what I love about riding in Australia.
All right. Now, Drew, how was your day? What was your day been like today, and good and bad experiences so far today?
Lovely day. Good experience.
Good experience, yeah.
Well, it wasn't the beef ribs, or should I say beef jerky?
The pork ribs you ordered.
Yeah, so I ordered beef ribs that got labelled as pork ribs with wedges, but then the waitress had to come out and confirm that I wanted beef ribs and vegetables. That was unreal.
And they weren't that great, were they?
And then it came out, but I feel like I was protected. I got the smaller ribs.
Yes.
But they were dual stacked, and I feel like the top stack protected the bottom stack, which meant that the bottom stack were okay. Yeah. Whereas our friend over here.
Jerky.
To the jerk.
To the jerk.
To the jerky.
Cheers to the jerky.
Cheers to the jerky.
That's a nice ride up there.
Yeah.
Now, Chris, good and bad.
Oh, well, bad, nearly crashing.
Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah, good. Yeah,
Oh, was that you? I thought it was him.
No,
Oh.
definitely.
Yes, the somewhat off-roading experience.
Shitting myself.
Let's be honest, the off-road was on the road at the time.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
No, it's really good. The roads were great. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so that was a good experience.
Yeah.
Good ride. Okay, awesome.
Loved
Jeep?
it. Every second. Loved
Yeah.
it.
No bad.
No bad.
Nice.
What about that gravel tour?
The gravel, sliding the back wheel out on the gravel was a little bit sketchy, but I missed that. Traction control saved me quite well.
Boom.
So,
Traction control. Happy days.
mate, very nice corners, very quick corners.
Yep.
Following you guys was good fun.
Yeah, nice.
Loved it.
Awesome.
Every second.
Michael, good and bad.
Well, good and bad.
Yeah, good and bad today.
Good. I'm riding with crazy mofos, and
Yes.
it's a laugh.
Yeah.
Bad. I'm racing with crazy mofos, and it's a laugh.
The contrast. All right. I like your pitch. Mick?
Good day today.
Yeah.
Good day not being on the Indian.
Yes, oh yeah. Well done.
Well done.
Don't get me wrong, I love the Indian.
You've converted.
It should be an ornament in my lounge.
Yes.
Just slice it down the
Hang it
center.
from the ceiling.
Oh,
but,
no.
But and it's good to be on another bike that actually.
Yeah, amazing.
On a bike?
Yeah.
Possibly on a bike?
Well done by buying it last minute. Well done,
Last
Mick.
minute, yeah.
And keeping it quiet.
Yeah.
Well done.
Oh, he hinted.
Yeah. Good for me was, again, Isley Road, White Rock Road, fucking amazing. Great road. At the same time,
I'm going to borrow from you, Michael, equally as sketchy.
Yeah.
If you go too fast, bad shit happens. There's a lot of potholes and bad things, and so you got to be careful. And so
takeaway for today.
Yes.
Say takeaway for today.
Yep.
Actively calling out road hazards.
Yeah.
We're doing a good job at that.
Yeah.
It's really good work on the comment.
What about that tree?
Yeah, true was bad. FYI to Matthew and to Drew, if you get 4 or 5 k's ahead of everyone else because we're too fast, there's no comms. So
Really?
you know, who knew? Who knew?
What was it? The 2K? The 2K?
2K rule. Well, I think we're more on 2, but that's okay. That's okay.
And what's the quote of the day?
Yeah. Well, the quote of the day wasn't it yours?
Maybe.
What was your quote? What did you say?
That was your quote.
When questioning if we should get rid of a motorbike, don't say goodbye.
Yeah. Say hello.
Say hello
To a new
your
one.
new motorbike. There we go.
Great quote.
Don't
All right.
say goodbye.
And on
My wife's getting a Tenere for Christmas.
boom. It's recorded and going on the website. And on that note, go.
Arno, unload your bike.
Yeah. Oh fuck's sake, Arno, unload your bike, you dickhead.
Lose a little water, mate.
Yeah, less water, more focus on cornering. And on that note, have a good night. See you tomorrow.
Cheers, guys.